Welcome back to the channel. I'm James Salvatore, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the differences between these two luxury crossover SUVs. But before we get into the video, be sure to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, as I got a lot of awesome content coming out every week. Getting into the video, what I have here today for you is a 2019 BMW X3 as well as a 2019 Mercedes GlC 300. These two both compete in the mid-size luxury crossover segment, and they both have very different things to offer, but I'm going to tell you today some things about each of them which should help you decide which one's best for you. First, I'd like to go over some of the similarities between both cars. The similarities start with the powertrain. Both cars feature inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engines. The Mercedes putting out 273 foot-pounds of torque and 241 horsepower, and the BMW putting out 258 foot-pounds of torque and 248 horsepower. Both cars also have panoramic sunroofs with electric one-touch closing shades as well as one-touch opening and closing. Even though both of these panoramic sunroofs are awesome, I like BMW's approach on this much better, seeing as it's more of an unobstructed view of the skyline. But that's subject to opinion. Both cars also feature power tailgates, which comes in handy. However, the Mercedes, not sure if this is an option or not, this particular model didn't come with the hands-free trunk access. Still has a button to close, and you could lock the car from, the tailgate, but just, if you're walking up to the car and, you have groceries in your hand or something and you want to just get in the trunk real quick, the Mercedes just doesn't do that. Not sure why they didn't include that feature, but it's definitely something I would have liked to see. On the other hand here, the BMW did include the hands-free trunk access feature, which is definitely nice to have. As long as you have your key in the pocket, it'll open. That simple. Another thing to note is that both cars do come with LED headlamps. The BMW's being active, seeing that it's an added package, and the Mercedes being fixed unless you get the more expensive active package. And besides that, that's pretty much all these two have in common with each other. After that, they take on very different personalities, especially once you go into the interiors of these cars. Now, if you watched any of my previous videos, you'd know that I own a 2018 C-Class. So you know that I have a little of a bias towards the brand. However, BMW has simply just knocked it out of the park with this interior. Both cars also feature Apple CarPlay. However, the BMW does it a little bit smarter, seeing that you can connect to CarPlay wirelessly, whereas the Mercedes, you still need to have a wired connection, which is definitely more convenient on the BMW side. One of the most important things to consider when you're buying a car like this is how much rear leg room you have. Now, I'm about 6'1", and I'm seated comfortably, with generous space up here. Let's do the test and see if I fit comfortably in the rear seat sitting behind myself. As you can see, I have plenty of room to move about back here sitting behind myself. So I would say that BMW has done very good in this regard, making sure to pay close attention to how much space the rear passengers have. Let's see how the Mercedes does. Now, I'm seated fairly comfortably here. Got some nice knee room here. Let's see how the back is. While I fit fairly comfortably behind myself, you can see there's noticeably less legroom. This is all I have here, and it leads to an overall feeling of being cramped, especially with this pillar here. It's like very close to my head. It makes the space feel smaller, whereas the BMW kind of does very well with making the cabin feel bigger and more spacious.
And that overall, to me personally, it leads to a feeling of being more luxurious on the BMW side than the Mercedes side.
Well, that's all for today's comparison. I hope you enjoyed it and that it helped you make your decision better. Be sure to like and subscribe as I upload new videos on cars each week, and you don't want to miss out, as I have a wide variety of cars ranging from cars like these to sports cars to supercars, you name it. I do a lot of different stuff on this channel, and I know that you'll enjoy it. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.